Assalamu alaikum, boys and girls. Today I will be reading you a story called Eid Kareem Ameer Saab. Before I start the story, I would like to wish each one of you Eid Kareem, and I hope you're all excited for this afternoon to listen to this beautiful story. Once upon a time, there lived a rich man named Ameer. He was called Ameer because he was so wealthy. Ameer Saab had the biggest house, the biggest car, and the biggest bank account. Almost everything he had was big. But Ameer Saab was a selfish man. He didn't like to part with any of his money. Because of this, he only kept one servant, Rahim, and he would make him do all the cooking and all the cleaning, and he only paid him a very small wage. Tomorrow was Eid, but Ameer Saab didn't care. He didn't like Eid at all. It's just a waste of money, he would say. Ameer Saab didn't even offer salah, and he would never give zakah. This is all my money, he would say, and nobody's getting any of it. That afternoon, after Rahim had served Ameer Saab his meal, he stood by, waiting to ask him a question. Ameer Saab looked at Rahim. I suppose you want the day off tomorrow, he said. Inshallah, if you please, Ameer Saab, said Rahim. If it's no trouble. It is trouble, said Ameer Saab. You make sure you are here extra early the next day. Jazakallah khairan, Ameer Saab thanked Rahim, and Eid Mubarak to you. Eid? A waste of time and money? Said Ameer Saab. Finish your work and be off with you. Rahim quickly finished his chores and rushed off home to his family to prepare for Eid. That evening, Ameer Saab ate so much that his stomach began to hurt. Finally, he called the doctor. It's nothing serious, said the doctor. Take a long walk and you will soon feel well. So Ameer Saab slipped on his walking shoes and began to walk. Along the way, he saw a woman holding a baby. The baby was crying and crying. Please, brother, began the poor mother, I need to buy medicine for my baby. Please, could you spare me some money? Ameer Saab just turned his nose in the air and walked away. Pretending that her baby is sick just to steal my money, he said to himself. A little while later, Ameer Saab passed a man in the street. Assalamu alaikum, brother Ameer, called the man, trying to get Ameer Saab's attention. But Ameer Saab said nothing. He frowned and he looked at the man, angry that his walk had to be interrupted. Brother Ameer, we are collecting money for the poor. It is Eid tomorrow. Would you like to make a donation? I have nothing to spare, said Ameer Saab, and quickly moved on. Meanwhile, Rahim was home with his family. His wife had washed clothes for their 3 children for Eid tomorrow, and she had cooked some potato rolls. Rahim's family was poor. Sometimes they didn't have enough to eat, but somehow they managed. Every day they thanked Allah for everything they had. Rahim's wife emptied an old tin box onto the table. Out fell lots of small coins that she had collected all year round. She picked up 3 coins and handed the rest to Rahim. Please go and take this money to the widow Halima and to the orphan who lives at the end of the street, she said. By now, Ameer Saab happened to walk by a mosque. It was almost Maghrib time, but he did not go to the mosque, and neither did he offer salah. Outside the mosque sat 2 young boys reading verses from the Quran. They read Surah Ma'un, then they read the translation. This is what they said. Do you see the one who denies the judgment to come? Such is the man who pushes away the orphan and encourages not the feeding of the poor. So woe to the worshippers who are neglectful of their prayers, those who want to be seen of men but refuse to supply even neighborly needs. Ameer Saab heard every word they said, but pretended not to. He hurried down the road. Soon after, he came to a thin boy dressed in rags. "Please, dear brother," said the boy, "please give me some money so I can buy some bread." "I've got no money for you," said Ameer Saab. "You lazy boy, get a job." The boy hung his head down and walked away with tears in his eyes. As the sun went down, Ameer Saab got home. He felt much better. His stomachache had gone. Soon after, he settled down to sleep on his big, comfortable bed. But during the night, he began to have nightmares. First, he saw his father crying and wailing, "Ameer, Ameer, listen to me, my son. Listen to my words." Ameer Saab was terrified. "My son, all you care about is money. You never pray. You never give charity. You ignore the sick and the poor. Oh, Ameer, if you don't change your ways, Allah will punish you." Ameer Saab let out a cry and suddenly woke up. "Oh, it was only a dream, just a dream," he told himself. It wasn't real. Eventually, he calmed himself down, then went back to sleep. Not long after did he begin to have another nightmare. This time he saw a woman with a baby sobbing, "Help me, help me, my baby is sick," cried the woman. In the dream, Ameer Saab looked at the woman. Suddenly he saw the face of his mother. Ameer Saab let out a scream so loud that it woke him up. He was sweating. It was just another bad dream, he told himself. It's just a dream. After what seemed a long while, Ameer Saab went back to sleep again. But soon he began to have another nightmare. This time, in his dream, his gold and silver were wrapped around his neck like a chain. He could hardly walk. Just then he saw the boy dressed in rags, lying in a corner. He touched the boy's head. It felt cold and lifeless. Ameer Saab let out a thunderous cry, "Ah!" and sat up in his bed with a jump. Oh, it was just another dream. Ameer Saab climbed out of the bed and washed himself, and then, for the first time in a long while, he made wudu. After praying and asking for forgiveness from Allah, he changed into a fresh set of clothes and filled a bag full of money and a basket full of food. All night long, he roamed through the streets until finally he found the boy dressed in rags. The boy was sleeping, huddled up against a brick wall. Ameer Saab left the basket of food and a handful of gold coins next to the boy. Next, he began to search for the woman with the baby, and not long after, he found her sitting under a tree with her baby who was fast asleep. "Assalamu alaikum," said Ameer Saab. "Wa alaikum assalam, brother," said the mother. "Here, this is for medicine and for Eid," said Ameer Saab, and he dropped 2 handfuls of gold coins near the baby. "Subhanallah, Subhanallah, oh Allah bless you," cried the mother, gathering the coins. She was so happy, and so was Ameer Saab. It felt good to help someone in need of help. Ameer Saab then spent the rest of the night slipping gold coins under the doors of poor people. Finally, it was time for Fajr. He could hear the azan, and he walked in the direction of the mosque. When he got there, he filled the charity box with money. In the mosque, he greeted everyone with salam, shaking their hands and giving them all a warm hug. Everyone was pleased to see him. After Salatul Eid, Ameer Saab gave money to the children around him and wished everyone Eid Mubarak. He saw Rahim and rushed up to him and embraced him. "Eid Mubarak, Rahim," said the happy man. Rahim looked at Ameer Saab in disbelief. He couldn't believe his eyes. "Eid Kareem Ameer Saab," said Rahim with his eyes and mouth wide open. Ameer Saab gave Rahim a big hug and then placed something in his hand. Rahim watched Ameer Saab walking around and greeting everyone. He felt very happy. Then he looked at his hand, and there lay 5 gold pieces. Subhanallah, cried Rahim. From that day on, Ameer Saab was a changed man. He still had the biggest house and the biggest car and the biggest bank account, but he shared his wealth and he never turned away anyone. He gave to the poor, the sick and the needy, and he was always at the mosque to offer salah. MashaAllah. I hope you enjoyed the story on Eid Kareem Ameer Saab. This was the book. Boys and girls, I do hope you enjoyed the story on Eid, and I would like to take this opportunity to wish you Eid Mubarak and Eid Kareem. Inshallah, you will definitely enjoy a joyous, joyous day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.